Kavru es ames. So after they completed the kfura, so it says in the Mishnah, then they try to say Kriya Shema before they do the mitzvah of Nicham Avelim with the Shura. Okay? So, Frekti Gemara, so it says, Im Yecholim Lahatchil Nigmos Kuloin. So it says, if they can complete Kriya Shema before the Shura, Avu Perek Echad, or Pasuk Echad, lo, but if they can only say one Perek, Kriya Shema, V'hafta, whatever it is, then just wait. You can't do it then, or you're going to be your potter. In fact, the Gemara, Aminu, covers amazing. I feel Perek Echad. Here it says, contradicts the implication. It says explicitly, if you could say Perek Echad or Pasuk Echad, so you do say it. It's a contradiction. So my answer is no. Yerchanami. Don't interpret the way you interpret the Mishnah. Even though it used the terminology ligmo es kuloi, that's not necessarily, that's lav dafke. Hachinami coming. Im yonaz ligmo avil perger, avil basager, achlegia shura for the shura yatchilu. Then you should complete the pasuk, complete the parak. If you can't complete the pasuk or parak, then im lav lo yeschilu. Yeah, this is we're in the right place, right? I did the right thing. Yeah, this is where we are. Okay. Mishnah says, "Ha'oindim b'shuvah." Those. So it's a little bit sticky. Just explain it. I'll explain the concept in just the technical. It's a little technical. Now it says in the Mishnah like this. Let's look back at the Mishnah actually. It says in the Mishnah that what happens by Avelis. Then they make a shura, they make a line. And the oval's in the middle, and everybody says, and they do what's called shura of Nicham Vedim. So it says in the Mishnah, now that's a mitzvah also. So Isik mitzvah, patam in a mitzvah. Now, here it says that we differentiate. So what happens is, when there's a large group of Avelim, of Menachmim, people that want Menachmim, so he stands in the middle, and there's lines, and there's lines, and there's lines. So you could have one line, one line each side. You could have 4 lines or 6 lines, right? So now, if you're doing a mitzvah, so then you putter from Kriya Shema. So we have to cut the line here. We have to draw the line exactly. Where is it that you called oisik the mitzvah putter and mitzvah here? So the Gemara says. So the Mishnah speaks about the chitzayna nak, the outer. Here, guys, here. And there's 50 people over there, and 4 lines are there. Yeah, you used to go say Kriya Shema. What do you call it? You're not really being Menachem Avli. He has no idea that you're there. How does he know who the 40 people there are? 50 feet away are. So, Zakti Gemara, Shura Roy Pnima Ptura. So it really depends on if you could see inside where the oval is in the space inside. In other words, if you have visual access to the oval, so in other words, if there's a line here, obviously the people here, that's for sure. The question is, what's called chitzayna? So he's saying there's another line behind this group of this line, right? There's a line here, and there's another group here. Now the people in the second line, they're not in front of it, but there's a line here, a line here. You can stick your head in here and see what's going on. It's like they do have visual access, and therefore the oval. Now, I think the pshat is that therefore the oval also sees them. In other words, they're part of it. He sees them, they see him. They're part of it. So that's called Nicham Avelim, and they're part of from Kriya Shema. Anyone beyond that is not really part of it right now. Maybe. Why is he doing it? I don't know. Maybe is it something? It's nothing. I don't know. But it just says you're not patur from Kriya Shema. You have to say Kriya Shema. It's a patur mitzvah. Maybe because it's not necessary. It's not a need. So therefore, it's maybe there's a mitzvah, but it's a necessary part of the nichum. Okay, let's go on. Yehuda Omer, he says a little different definition here, and this is a rule how it works. What's called someone really being Menachem Oval, who really is Oisik b'mitzvah potter b'mitzvah. So Yehuda says it depends as follows. We actually have to ask you, what are your intentions? Why are you here? What did you show up for? Or because of the person in the oval, you're potter. But if you're coming for your own interests, then you're chayiv. So flex up the shaila. What is pshat? What do you mean your own? What are you doing there? You're coming for your own. Well, what's the? So Rashi says, yeah. You're coming as a, you're coming as just a bystander. You see action. You want to checking out what's going on over here. There's some action. There's some availus. There's action in this. I want to see what's going on. So if you're coming for that, for your, just for curiosity or entertainment, so that's not called. Those are nishkin. Basic mitzvah. So okay, now we have a whole sugya here. And we'll start the sugya, and we'll explain what that concept here. It means it's as follows. You're walking down the street, and you realize all of a sudden that your underwear is made of shatnez. You really special new came out on the news. This new shatnez underwear. So the halacha is you take off your clothes. So this is quite embarrassing, obviously. Maybe most people still are not walking around completely undressed. So therefore, it's not covered up riyas. I'm saying, if you take off your shoes or whatever, I don't know if that's a big deal. But you're taking off, I might see climb the big up, place stuff in the shoe. Okay, listen, it could be if your shirt is shot and you're sitting in the Beis Medrash, and all of a sudden you have to take off your shirt in the Beis Medrash. That's also would be covered up riyas. So my time in Chochmah when it comes, now even though we're going to see covered riyas is very important, self-respect, respecting other people, respecting Mason, this is all extremely important in the eyes of Chazal. But nevertheless, when it comes to Hashem, we have to do what the Ratzon Hashem is. There's no Chochmah to win Hashem. That means anything when we're not fulfilling the words of Hashem, Kavod does not override. Really, the context which this statement was said is even if a Talmud is with the Rav is doing something wrong, so the Gemara in Yevamah says, or the Erevin says, that the Talmud can correct the Rav, which is not covered, but it's the right thing, it's Torah. Okay, so hold on, we're going to go through this whole sugya on this, okay? So now we're going to see some places where it's not so true. We'll see how much Chazal took covered into consideration to make exceptions in halacha. I'm going to ask them for those cases. Cover with Sundays. So the first question is our topic here. They buried the mace, the chazal l'fneichem, beis drachim. Now, so they have to be returning from the basic forest, and they're walking through the fields to return. Now, achas tehayir, achas tamei. One of those fields is tamei, meaning there itself is a chashash of basic forest or mace some mace in the field. And I'm talking here about people that are kohanim also. So the kohen go. Now the oval is going this way. So in order to go to oval to fulfill the full mitzvah of nichem avelim and the covenant of the oval covenant, so then you would have to walk through the mokum, which is forbidden for a kohen to walk through. A kohen is not permitted to walk to any place and come tamei. So what do you do? Zot this Mishnah here. Kavos are made husband, yeah. After the Torah, Bob Torah, boy me mine. The Torah. If the Avil goes with the Torah, go with him. Bob if the Avil goes with the man, boy me mine. Why? Answer being Mishum Kvaida, because of his honor. Fact the Gemara, my name, when we say the rule in Chacham and Tfuna Neged Hashem, so the answer Rabbanon. The answer is you're right. If it was really an issue of tumah deraisa, then we of course we have the rule ein eitz of ein tfuna neged Hashem. But being that we're assuming over here what's going on is it's not really a makom tameh. It's called a base of pras. We'll see. It's a base of pras is a place where a field was plowed, and there might have been a bone in the field, and therefore there might be a tiny little bone. Now, a bone is not necessarily metama oil or anything, but if you step on that, but then you move it, so then you can become tamei. So, but what are the chances of that? Very unlikely. A little bone somewhere there. So really, technically, it's permissible from Torah point of view to walk through, but the Rabbanan say don't do it, and therefore, because of kavod, the Rabbanan will say over here, yes, will release their demand in a situation of kavod. Zok the Gemara, the a person could blow away the dirt in the base of pras, and as he blow away the dirt, make sure the dirt's moving around in case there's a bone in the dirt, and then he's allowed to walk through. In fact, it's considered tahar. Toshma. Okay, another halacha. Interesting story here. Halacha here. Again, we're going to question this again. The halacha is as follows. You're walking down the street, and they hear over here that President Biden is here in Yerushalayim. Okay, let's assume that we call that a melech. Possibly, yes. Possibly. He's a very powerful person. Powerful people in the world. So now, can I jump over the aroinus of Mesim, and there's also aroinus of Mesim on the street, but I want to see the melech. So there's halachas about this. Everything has halachas. So here the Chazal told the halacha that you could jump over, these aroinus of Mesim, even though there's a tumah issue here, l'chayra, likros malchei Yisrael, lo likros malchei Yisrael, afilu likros malchei Akum, even the king of the goyim. So he asks, what's the big deal to see his goy? Who cares? Teretz is no, it does make a difference. She'im yiskeh, if you'll see him, and mir Hashem, you'll be zoiche to see the Pnei Mashiach, Tzidkeinu. So then you'll be zoiche to yiskeh yavchin ben malchei Yisrael and malchei Akum. What's the heter? How can you be over the Yisur Tumah? Again, you're kohen also. The answer is no, because Dvar Torah, oil, is tumah. So because these are aroinas that have a space of a tefach and the mace is inside the aron, so technically speaking, there is no tumah as far as the Torah is concerned. Its tumah is trapped inside, does not go out. Now the roy, usually you can assume yesh ben this chalal tefach, but because sometimes it doesn't, gazru al sheyesh b'hem mishum she'ein b'hem gazru al sheyesh b'hem mishum she'ein b'hem u'mishum kvoid malachim lo gazru b'hem rabbanan. Toshma God Kavda Brias is Deiches Leisa Seisha B'Torah. Kavda Brias is Deiche Leisa Seisha B'Torah. What does that mean? That we'll see in a minute that there are times when a person could be over a loisa say because of kavod brius. Now we'll see what that means in a minute. But we want to ask what do you mean? What do you mean? You're over a lav because of kavod brius? That's exactly what we're discussing here. You can't do that. So Mor says no. Well, lav lo sasa. What it means basically, really no. We meant it's a little bit of a tchak. We're saying on an isur d'rabbanan. right? Whatever they say, right? You can't eat something else only with rabbanan. It's a chal vakum. That's a good example, right? So there you're allowed to cover abrius. So Tigmar Rabbash, in other words, so you're over the Isur Le'Sasser. There's an Isur you have to listen to Chachamim. But it's not an Isur Deraisa. You're not listening to Chachamim. Lavd Le'Sasser. But so he said that pshat, and they laughed at him. But you are over Le'Sasser, so fine, it's a Drabanan, but in the end of the day, you're over the Lav of Le'Sasser. And any Din Drabanan, you can't steer away from what the Chachamim tell you. Le'Sasser, you mean L'Smoil. So what's going on? That's the Raisa. No, don't laugh. It's someone says a great person says a pshat. Kol mili d'Rabbanan asmachuna lav d'Le'Sasser. It's a din d'Rabbanan. At the end of the day, it's a din d'Rabbanan. We should find a shor Rabbanan. The same Rabbanan that aser because of Le'Sasser. But it's up to the Rabbanan to define the Isser. The Rabbanan don't define the Isser in the case of Kavod Abrius. So they said you can't eat Chalav Akum, but if Kavod Abrius, you're allowed to eat Chalav Akum. That's what the Rabbanan say. So you're not over Le'Sasser. You're not really over Le'Sasser. You're seemingly over Le'Sasser, but you're not really because of Kavod Abrius. Chazal say you don't have to be worried about Le'Sasser. So it's a little bit misleading the way it's said, but okay. Toshma, we're going to go to Raya. This is a Raya for our Sugi and Bam Mitzil. So this will be an easier Raya. Toshma. It says in the Torah, Salam to Mehem. Right? We learned if you're walking down the street and you see your friend's object, so don't close your eyes. Now, the Torah says again, Visalamta. It says, repeats it. It says, Visalamta, don't do that. Now, that means to say, from there we learn out, Pa'amim shatom misalim. Here you shouldn't be misalim, but sometimes you can. It means doing an Isser. Or Zakin in Fikvoid, or let's say, you're an old man, he's a gadol, he's an old man, and it's inappropriate for him to walk around carrying this object. Or he's a very high-paid person, he's going to waste a lot of time, he's going to lose more money than he's going to say help the person. So there, in those cases, he's potter. Why? So what? It's not your kavod. What? Your honor? Because you're zaken. But you're doing the mitzvah of Hashem. You're turning a lost article. That's a mitzvah. Well, what does honor have to do with this? So what says Shani Hach? So good kasha. Philosophically speaking, it's a good kasha. But Shani Hach, you see this salam tamam. It says that's what the Torah instructs you in this particular case. We can't. It's not necessarily true other places, but here that's the instruction of the Torah. So let's learn out from here to other places. So the Gemara says, no, you can't learn out. You're right. That's a good question. So let's make this as a rule. And the word answer is no. It's when it comes. At the end of the day, returning an article is, philosophically speaking, it's a monistic obligation. In other words, Torah obligates, but it's still because of respect of someone's money. So there, we can say, in that case, covered would be derech. When it comes to actually something which is connected purely only to the Ratzon Hashem, like shatnez, whatever, so that's more. It's considered more chomer, and that we cannot learn out one from the other. Okay, we'll stop here today.